All right, hi everybody. We're going to go ahead and do a natural monopoly together. Natural monopoly means that it's a monopoly that produces at the lowest possible cost and has the capacity to produce the socially optimal quantity. And they can do it at a really low cost because of their incredible economies of scale. So, what's that actually look like in a graph form? Well, we have price, we have quantity. Let's go ahead and draw the initial bones of our monopoly. First, we know we have our normal demand curve here. And then we know we have a marginal revenue curve that is slightly, or significantly, I should say, significantly steeper than our demand curve. And that's because a monopoly, even a natural monopoly, can't price discriminate. It's against federal law, right? So we're right there. Then we go ahead and draw in our marginal cost curve like so. Marginal costs. Now, what makes a natural monopoly truly a natural monopoly is that our average total cost curve is going to intersect our marginal cost curve to the right, okay, to the right of our actual demand equals marginal cost. So before I draw that in, know that this right here, the intersection of our marginal cost, which is also our supply curve, right? That's our short run supply curve there. We dash down, this gives us our quantity socially optimal, where we want to be. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and draw this in and have an intersection of the marginal cost curve to the right. So I'll do something like so. We have that's a poor A, T, C right there. Okay. Now my marginal revenue, and I need to take this all the way over. Oof. My marginal revenue and marginal cost curve are going to intersect right here. So without government intervention, this is going to be the quantity that the monopoly actually produces at. And I dash up until I hit the demand curve and I dash over, and this gives me the price that they're actually going to sell it for. They're not going to sell it for a price over here. They're going to sell it for what the market is willing to pay. So I dash all the way up there. On my way to dashing to the demand curve, I found an intersection with ATC. I dash over. This gives me my average total cost 1. And then I can see here that without government intervention, we're going to have a profit. Sorry about that, a profit right in here. Total revenue is P times QM. Total cost is ATC times QM. And so the difference between those two is our profit right here. Okay, now we know this is a natural monopoly because at the socially optimal quantity, our average total cost is still going down. We know that because the average total cost will continue to decrease until it intersects marginal cost right here, right at this area. If it intersects marginal cost, when marginal cost starts to rise above it, when it gets greater than average total cost, we're no longer at the minimum. Average total costs are going up. So in other words, we can produce what society wants with the cost still going down, which means that we're a monopoly we want to keep around. Our economies of scale are just too great. Okay. Now, what am I actually going to do? Am I going to let this society produce, or this monopoly produce at QM? The answer is no. I have a couple of options. Well, I have one option, a couple of ways to do it, I should say. We're going to use price ceilings. We will never tax. Tax is never the answer on a monopoly. Because what a tax is going to do, so no, what a tax is going to do is it's going to actually reduce our quantity even lower and push our price even higher. And both of those things are what we're trying to fix. So we have a couple of options. Our first is the fair return option. So if I put a price ceiling right here and take that all the way across so I can label it P, F, R. If I put it right there at this intersection right here, my revenue, because this is now my actual price, right? So we'll call this P2. My revenue is going to be equal to my cost. So I dash this down. So this is going to be both price and is going to be ATC. It's intersecting both of those curves. So at this point here, we'll call this QFR. This point here, we are closer to socially optimal. We have increased the quantity. We're not quite there, but we still have an economic profit of 0. In other words, our total cost, ATC times QFR, and our total revenue, P2 times QFR, are equal. So we have an economic profit of 0 a positive accounting profit, right? Now, the second option that we have, which we will never use, is to set a price ceiling right here. And we'll call this PSO. This is setting it at the socially optimal quantity. This becomes our price. We'll call this P3. And when this becomes our price, we will produce where society wants us to produce. However, we're going to operate as a loss. We dash up here. That's going to be my ATC, where the ATC is intersected there. And then this whole area here, if I can scribble this in all the way, is going to be a loss. Now, we don't want to operate at a loss where the costs, or ATC times QSO, are greater than our price or our revenue, or P3 times QSO. We don't want to operate there. And this monopoly will continue to operate at a loss unless the government comes in and subsidizes. Subsidy. Okay. So as a result, we actually have a winner. We have one that our society is actually going to choose, and that's creating a price ceiling right here at the fair return price, where we intersect the demand curve and ATC. That right there, boop, boop, is where we want to be, because that will create zero economic profit. So you can find that where demand equals ATC every single time. All right, I hope that was helpful.